Your juice cock leaked.
It's really good. Hi, new vlog. I'm Whitney.
Only reason people clicked on this video is because I'm gonna put a little clip of it on Instagram that's gonna have you in it. So, it's the start of a vlog.
Yes.
It's Weekendween. Are you doing Weekendween?
Only if you take me on a date first.
There's prompts. I wrote down the prompts.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, we're going on a road trip to do fun stuff today.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's Weekendween Monster Mash. Just for you.
More like Monster Smash. Oh my god. What you missed on Glee is that I'm in my monster porn era.
Weekendween Monster Mash. You do one with a coin toss.
What's the Monster Mash?
I don't know.
Oh, is this like reading prompts?
Yeah, these are reading prompts.
So this has nothing to do with us being in the car right now.
Right, exactly.
Got it.
So,
hey y'all! Welcome back to my vlog.
So, one of them you pick a book based on a coin toss. Then one of them has a monster on it or on the cover. You would succeed.
I got recommendations, Shelby.
And then one of them is a spooky audiobook.
Sorry.
And then one of them...
I felt that coming.
Okay, and then one of them's a spooky audiobook, and then one of them is read a book in the dark or at night. Coin toss, I don't know what I'm doing. Monster on it or on the cover, I think is I was gonna do an anthology that Rocky's in. Our Shadows Have Claws. And then the spooky audiobook, I have Final Girls by Riley Sager, and I read that in the dark / at night last night. So I think that counts, right?
Cute.
Do I have to read the whole thing in the dark?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm gonna make my own rules. This is my vlog, not yours. So that one's done. And spooky audiobook is done because I'm listening to Final Girls by Riley Sager. So all I have to do is coin toss and then a monster on it or on the cover. So this is gonna be successful. But I'm not reading today because I'm with Whitney.
Hi.
And we're gonna engage in some tomfoolery. Oh, hot girl walk.
You can't say hot girl walk every time someone's on the sidewalk.
Apparently I'm supposed to say where we're going.
Right now we're going to a library book sale because we don't need to be buying more books, but that's subjective. And then after that we're going boot shopping, and then after that we're going to see my horse. Then after that we're going up to Recycled Books in Denton. I probably should have brought my books to sell there, but I didn't. That was
I didn't think about that either. Well, they're probably gonna tell me I have silverfish in mine again or something.
For context, this is a bookstore where everything was like $1, so
yes.
The morals, out the window.
Yes.
Out the window.
Not that I
Choosiness,
have morals.
out the window. So I just grabbed everything I saw. The first thing I grabbed is a book, I bet this is from 2012, I'm not even kidding. It was the first edition, 2012. Someone Venmo me $10. So this is a book about someone who like threatens to eat themselves to death on the internet in a live stream, expecting everyone to be like, no, don't kill yourself, but they're like, do it.
No balls you won't.
And it's like, everyone's rallying around this plan. So it's like a thing about like the internet being deadly. I don't know if they actually end up eating themselves. We'll see.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Do they eat themselves or not? Next reading vlog. But I remember a friend reading this. I don't think she even does videos anymore, but Gabby Owl Eyes read this in like 2013 when I first started BookTube, and I have never forgotten. So I've always been interested. And I don't know if you can see that. It was $1, so got it.
Okay, for $2, I got Leave the World Behind by Rahman, the name is cut off, Alam. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about these people who are like trapped at like an Airbnb type thing, in a really weird place, and then there's something creepy that happens. I don't know. I remember Kayla from Books and Lala read this, and I don't remember if she liked it, but if I remember her reading it, I usually buy it, because I'm nothing if not a sheep.
This is on my list of like, read this eventually, therefore it was on a list of things I wanted to get from the library, because I didn't think I would ever want to own it physically, but then it was there for $1. So I said, yes, please. I've never read it before, so. And the competition between this and Narnia in my childhood, this was like the atheist book and Narnia was the Christian book. So I remember my parents were like, you can't read this one. So fuck you, Mom.
Then I got Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutano. This is a cozy mystery. Kayla liked it.
I wasn't done with my drink. I didn't realize we were going that fast.
I'm sorry.
Why would it go so fucking fast?
See, here's the thing. I don't know much about whatever books I pick up. I just go off the vibes, so.
Speaking of going off of the vibes, Winnie the Pooh, that's all. It's cute, right? I don't know. It's got like writing on it, but it's got pictures. I don't know. Cute. I might already own this. I don't remember.
Tana French, In the Woods. When I worked at Barnes & Noble, everyone loved Tana French. And I don't know what this is about either.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that book and the other book you're holding are the same book. I just realized now they're different books.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a mystery thriller. Tana French is apparently a really good mystery thriller writer and writes about like Dublin murders and stuff.
Last book I got isn't for me.
Not me having 3 more.
That's what I kind of gave you the segue to talk about your next one, then you ignored it.
Oh, okay. In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I love Ruth Ware.
I thought this was the same book. Anyway, this is for my coworker who was just talking about this series because the one just finished up that's on TV, House of Targaryen? I don't know. But she was like, I really want to read Game of Thrones now. And my coworker was like, I only have them on Kindle. Long story short, I'm nothing but generous. So this was like $1. And I was like, I'll get this for her and surprise her. So
then I got this book that Whitney picked up when we went to the clearance sale last weekend in Dallas. It's Devil in the White City. It's like a historical. Whitney thinks it's nonfiction. I think it's fiction based on the description.
It was in a TikTok of life-changing nonfiction.
I think it's historical fiction because it sounds like a murder mystery, but it sounds so good. Everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero.
Includes bibliographical references and index. This has to be. It's biography. It says biography.
Oh, well, in the back it looks like a fic. On the description it looks
in
like
the back where there's the works cited notations, I forgot what they're called.
Index?
Yeah. Ever seen a fiction book with works cited?
The description makes it sound like fiction, though.
That's because it's life-changing non-fiction. They tricked you.
Bringing, I think that was
your keys just fell. Oh,
those were my keys. Oh no, my keys in your crack.
They gotta dig deep.
Combining meticulous research with nail-biting storytelling, Erik Larson has crafted a narrative with all the wonder of newly discovered history and the thrills of the best fiction.
I will not be gaslit.
It just sounds like it's like based on a true story, historical fiction type things. Okay, you don't have anything else.
No, I did. This is the book I'm currently reading to make Shelby feel less bad for all the books that she bought.
I don't feel guilty at all. I spent $10.
Oh, then fuck this book.
Fuck this Star with C. by Aaron Morgenstern.
It's alright. It's like good. It's gorgeous writing, but then a character will be like, "You're a Ravenclaw." I'm like, shh, stop.
This is the book I'm currently reading. We talked about this.
No, we both have book sleeves.
Final Girls by
High
Riley
maintenance
Sager.
only.
And then the last thing I got is a hardcover copy of Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, which is about Henry VIII and some crazy shit that goes down with Henry VIII. And I think this was the one where he's like pursuing Anne Boleyn. Yeah, and so I actually bought a paperback of this when we went to the clearance sale, but then I saw the hardcover and it was like, what, $2? I paid $10 for everything. So I got 6 books for $10.
Isn't it a better deal than the half-price book sale? I'm just saying.
I'm driving now. Whitney's got to bring her truck back to her parents' house, so
Next time you see us, we will be boot shopping like the yee-yees we are.
We're now in my car.
Oh, hi.
Whitney's still with me, and we're going to the Bus and Jute outlet.
Gonna go shop for boots, y'all.
We're gonna go shop for boots.
We're gonna go put our feeties in some boots, but I only fit in the men's sizes, so I'm gonna put my feet in the men's boots. I hope a man puts his boot in my feet. So we're going thrifting, booting,
Scooting.
This is why we're friends.
You're joking.
I was gonna say the boots were a flop because you have big bird feet, but I'm not one to talk.
They were a flop, but I don't think the only ones I liked were those ones that were in the 6s. So
Skinny girls always get the most.
they were kind of just flops in general. Like even like
It's not like cute go dancing boots unless you're a size 6.
hey y'all, we're leaving the antique thrift thing. I bought these. That was our mission there. So now we're going to go see Whitney's horse.
I love you so much. You look like you just gave birth to him. He's so happy. Yes, Booter.
Okay, if you ever want to get rid of him, let me know.
Will do.
Whitney and I are tuning the town and watching her old vlogs.
I was like, Whitney and Whitney are here. Ambiance.
We're upstairs reading now. Tell us about your book.
Hi everyone, I'm reading The Starless Sea. I am 150 pages in. It's really long.
I'm reading Final Girls by Riley Sager. It's about a group of... It's about... this girl is like the final girl left alive after a mass murder happens, and there's a group of 3 of them that are all considered the final girls. They each were involved in like a mass murder, but they're the only left survivor. And then one of them dies because she allegedly unalives herself. But they don't think that's actually the case. They're like, huh, that's interesting. So Quincy meets up with Sam. And they've never met before. Tootie's trying to get into the attic. Anyways, yeah, I don't know how far I am into it because I've been listening to it on audio. So, yeah. Say hi, Whitney.
Hi, Whitney.
So it's currently 1:30. I'm gonna head over to Whitney's in a little bit. We're gonna hang out at her apartment, do some stuff. I'm gonna clean up a little bit here before I go because I got some stuff that I need to take care of. But one thing I forgot to mention yesterday, although I am on FaceTime with Whitney. Sorry, that was the beep that you heard in the background. One thing I forgot to mention yesterday, I am reading his Hideous Heart. edited by Dahlia Adler. It's 13 retellings and then 13 of the original poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So I've been reading that a little bit every day. My goal is to finish that before the end of the month, which is tomorrow, and I feel like I'm not even halfway through it. So I need to get some work done on that. But it's been really interesting so far. My favorite have been The Telltale Heart and The Raven, because those are my favorite original poems. But I also really liked, which one was it? Annabelle Lee. I love Annabelle Lee. And the retelling for that was pretty good too. So I am enjoying those. And I need to do my coin flip prompt for the readathon. So the one for monsters, I'm doing Our Shadows Have Claws, which is another anthology. And then I have Home Before Dark out from the library. That's due in 9 days. And then due in 2 days is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Apparently it's my Riley Sager month. I own a lot of his like mystery books, so I've just been trying to get through those this month. So I'm going to flip a coin. Heads is going to be Home Before Dark. No. Heads is going to be House Across the Lake. Tails is going to be Home Before Dark. And I'm praying for heads because I really need to return that to the library. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, thank God. So that worked out well. So the next book that I will be listening to on audio is going to be House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I'm currently 75% of the way through Final Girls, and tomorrow's the last day of this readathon. I haven't even started one of the anthologies. I haven't even started the one with the monster on the cover. So this is going well. My book is decent. I think I'm like 70 pages, no, not even, like 50 pages from the end, and it's gonna probably get like a 3.5. I don't know. I think it's been okay so far. The biggest thing is that like there's a cop in it and you kind of know he's gonna turn into like a romantic interest of sorts, and it's kind of weird because of their situation. And then like there's, trigger warning, there's a rape scene in it. It's kind of like weird and uncomfortable, and there's a lot of like sex mentioned, and I think they're like in high school or college or something, so they're like young. I guess they're not minors if they're in college, but the sex is just usually described in a little too much detail for a mystery thriller. It's kind of weird. So, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting though. But like, I don't know what the ending's gonna be like, so it might change me. Right now it's sitting at a 3.5. If the ending sucks, it'll probably go down to a 3. If it's good, it'll probably go up to a 4.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I put my whole pussy into this popcorn. This is so good.
I'm gonna keep that in. Good morning. It's Monday, which means it's the last day of Weekendween. I'm on my way to work. So I guess I'll just kind of like chat and update you on my reading. So I hung out with Whitney last night and we were reading. She finished The Starless Sea, by the way. I was sitting there, it was like 8 p.m. and I was like about to head out, and I asked her, because we both got copies of Bridgerton from the library. So I was like, do you want to buddy read sometime like next week? Because it's a November book for me. And she's like, yeah, but it's probably gonna take me like a week or two to get through this one, because it's a long book. And then I see a Goodreads update that she finished it at 1 a.m. and I was like, Whitney, I thought you were gonna finish it. So she finished it. I think she gave it 3 stars.
just to keep everyone updated and in the loop with that if you don't follow Whitney on Goodreads. And I finished Final Girls while we were hanging out. And I gave it a 4-star. I don't want to include spoilers in here because here's the thing with mystery thriller, is that once you know the spoilers, there's no point in reading it, right? Like, if you know what happens, it kind of ruins it. So I don't want to share the spoilers in case anyone does want to read Final Girls by Riley Sager. I will say I was feeling very like 3 to 3.5, as I think I said. And I was like, if the ending's good, it'll push it to a 4. If the ending's bad, it'll push it to a 3. And it pushed it to a 4, mostly because, here's the thing, I can usually figure out a mystery thriller. And I kind of figured this one out. I had my suspicions, but I had my suspicions about part B of it. I didn't know part A was also in that at all. And that's the best way I can describe it without spoiling anything. So yeah, and I'm not gonna be like, skip to this time if you don't want to hear spoilers, because I always forget to put this time. And then I just end up talking spoilers and not warning you about it. So that means that my spooky audiobook and my book at night is done, because I consistently only read that at night, I think. I don't think I read that during the day, but I did read that at night. So the only prompts that are left are my coin toss book, which is House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, which I have an audiobook that I'm starting today anyways, because it's due like tomorrow to the library. It was one of those like skip the line loans where you only have like 4 or 5 days to read it. And then I have Our Monsters Have Claws, which I started yesterday on my Kindle. And I think, oh, I left my Kindle at home. Dang it. I mean, I can read it on my phone, it's no big deal. I read the first 2 stories in that, so I'm not very far into it. Oh, and last night I was really behind on his Hideous Heart, the Edgar Allan Poe retellings and the originals, and I got caught up. So all I have left is The Fall of the House of Usher and like the Rogue Morgue or the Red Morgue or something like that. And both of those, the original story and the retellings, are about an hour a piece on the audiobook. And since there's nothing special with them, like they're just written normally, I'm going to listen to the audiobook of that at work today. What I mean by special is, like, for The Raven, I think it was Amanda Lovelace did blackout poetry. And if you're gonna listen to blackout poetry on audiobook, it doesn't have the same effect. So I read that, a lot of that physically, but since these last 2 stories are safe to audiobook, I'm gonna audiobook them. I'll probably update you tonight when I've hopefully read more at work today, so I'll keep you posted. Hello, so it's the next day. It is now Tuesday after work, so it's 5:30. I didn't update yesterday because honestly I forgot when I was in the car and my camera battery died, and like I forgot to charge it until late last night. I was like, I'm not doing this tonight anyways. So I forgot, so I apologize. But I did finish The House Across the Lake, and I have some thoughts. I think I settled on a 3 or a 4. I don't remember. I think I gave it a 3. Sorry, I'm looking at my Goodreads to figure out what I rated it. Okay, I rated it a 3. Number 1, I hated the ending. I absolutely hated it. It wasn't good. So basically, something that Riley Sager did in this book and in Survive the Night that I will try and explain in the best spoiler-free way possible is that he'll give you the perspective of a character. So it'll be like, I am really sad about this event that's happened and I'm emotional and whatever. But then at the end of the book, you get that same character's perspective again, and it's like the exact opposite of what was originally in the book. And I thought this book did that a little bit with the main character. Some of her actions and the way she talked about certain things in the beginning of the book did not line up with some things that were... And I didn't think that perspective lined up with some of the end of the book. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, that was another gripe I had with it. I'm like looking at my Goodreads review because I wrote like 5 little bullet points for some reason on this one. The plot twist was outrageous. It was kind of crazy. I'm still new to thrillers, and so
It was unexpected, but not in a way that I liked. It worked for some people. It worked for Kayla of Books and Lala. She really liked it. She gave this like 4.5 or 5 stars. But the other people in her live stream, Elias, and I can't remember the other, Nakia, gave it like 1 and 2 stars. And after watching the live stream back later, since I've now finished the book, they didn't like the plot twist either. I didn't. So there's a plot twist that happens, and then there's something else that happens at the very end of the book, and I didn't like both of them. And I thought it could like remedy itself a little bit at the end of the book, but then it made it worse. Like, my entire reading experience was a 4-star. I really enjoyed this book. Like, up until the plot twist, I was loving it. I was like devouring it. I could not stop. Then it just went downhill. So like it was like a 4-star, and then the plot twist made it like a 3.5, 3.25. The ending took it fully down to a 3. And lastly, the audiobook narrator sounds like an older woman, and apparently this main character is in their 30s. And in order to finish it in the time that I did finish it in, I had to consume it on audio. Audio is my preferred method of reading. It works better for me in my brain. It is what it is. So all that to say, I settled on a 3-star, and like, I'm not mad about the book. I really liked the first 60% of it. Like, I could not get enough of that. It just really let me down in the last half. And I think that's happened with a couple of Riley Sager's books so far. I just like, I don't love the plot twist, or I don't love certain things that happen, and it just doesn't end up working out for me. So Riley Sager's like a consistently like a 3.5 star author on average, and I'm hoping one of these will blow me away. A couple of them have been really good. I think like I said, I think I gave Final Girls a 4. And the last time I lied, I gave like a 3.5 or a 4. But it's just like, it's kind of very middle of the road. So that's how I feel about that. To kind of conclude this reading vlog, I'll share that I've started Season of Love by Helena Greer. This is a sapphic romance with a Jewish main character named Miriam, who goes back to the hometown that she fled 10 years ago after the passing of her great aunt. She's super close with her great aunt, but that town that she lived in has a lot of like trauma for her, which is why she fled in the first place. And her great aunt ran this Christmas tree farm, but she was also Jewish, so it was like a Jewish run Christmas tree farm. And she meets Noelle there. Noelle is the manager of it, and Noelle is like, okay, so we have Miriam, who's this character. Her cousin is named Hannah. Hannah's best friend is Noelle. So there we go, there's your connection there. And when Miriam goes to visit the town again, named, it's got like a Christmassy name, Advent. She goes to visit Advent again to Kerrigan's Christmas tree farm. She is engaged to a woman named Tara, who kind of just like meets her needs. Like, she just like, it's not necessarily like a physically, emotionally fulfilling relationship. It just kind of is what it is, and it works, and they're engaged. But then she starts feeling things for Noelle, and also feeling things for this town. And it's a very like deep-rooted emotional romance. This is not like your super like light-hearted fun romance. Like, it deals with a lot of interpersonal issues and trauma and grief and all of these hard-hitting topics, but it does it in a really good way. I'm on page 222, and I'm really enjoying it. It's sitting at a 5-star right now, which like, it's probably gonna be a third act breakup, and it's gonna piss me off, but yes. So I'm actually going to conclude this reading vlog. It's supposed to be just like weekends. I think I'm gonna start doing weekend reading vlogs when I feel like it. My weekdays are not very interesting. It's a lot of like me going to work and sitting in my car, and it's kind of boring to watch. I do more fun stuff on the weekends, and I do more reading on the weekends. So I think that's kind of how I'm gonna structure things in the future. So yes, this is the conclusion of this reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Happy reading!